Thanks, Richard. We'll go to Phil Medlicott at the Press Association, please.
Hi Frank, just on the team news front, I want to check, can we assume that Donny van der Beek will be back involved tomorrow night after the period he's had out?
Yeah, Donny's back in contention. He was not well for a period, had an injury pre-West Ham and has had a baby girl last week. So it's nice to have him back in and nice for him to have his baby girl, and he's back in the squad, yeah.
So those two, Mina and Van der Beek, back in. That's the only change from the squad that you had for.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing I was going to ask about was obviously since the Man United game, Sean Dyche has been sacked by Burnley. So that's very much sort of in and around the relegation battle. What thoughts do you have on what that might mean for Everton's survival chances? This change that Burnley have decided to make at this point.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Firstly, Sean Dyche has been an incredible manager of the club. What he's done in the period of time that he's been there, I think that's been quite a universal reaction to it. But the club have decided to make a change, and Sean Dyche, I'm sure, deserves maybe a bit of a rest, and then we'll get a fantastic job because of the level of manager he showed himself to be. So I wish Sean all the best going forward on that. In terms of what happens to Burnley, what it means in this period, nobody knows. You can probably go for history and find good reactions from changes, not so good reactions from changes. It doesn't affect Everton. I saw a quote this week saying that we're let off the hook that it's happened. Don't see how. This doesn't change anything. Burnley are a good team. Burnley are used to fighting to stay in the Premier League, and that fact will remain the same.
Cheers.
Thanks, Phil. Are there any further questions in the room in the open section before we move on to Zoom? No? Okay, we'll go to Carl Woodward, please, at Radio Merseyside.
We've seen managers saying that it's been difficult to get much time on the training pitch due to the hectic schedule. So how beneficial has it been to get time on the training ground with your players?
Yeah, it's been beneficial in terms of that we've had a pretty full fit squad for us. We've still got some big long-term injuries that won't be coming back soon, but good numbers to work, to recovery, for players that are recovering from injury to get fitter, for the collective unit of the team to work on different aspects of our game. I think physically now the players are in a good place. The games will take care of themselves. It's important that we get our preparation into games right, our recovery right now for games, and our focus absolutely spot on. But this period has been good. The players have worked really well.
And you've got games in hand on some of the teams around you, and you've got a 3-point cushion, but you can't rest on your laurels, can you? You've still got a lot of work to do.
No, absolutely not. And I think the next games have got are tough games on paper, because two of the 4 games, the next 4 are against, you know, 2 of the top 3, and we know what kind of form they're in. And afterwards, it looks slightly different for us. So we have to stay consistent in our thoughts that, you know, there's 8 games to go, and this may go towards the end of the season. That's the reality of it, and we just have to keep working week on week to tackle every game in front of us.
Your last 2 home games have been 1-0 wins, 2 clean sheets. It shows that the side can be tight defensively, so the players just need that belief, can't they, so they can keep doing it? Yeah, and
belief comes through the work, through an understanding of what got us 2 clean sheets, of how we need to defend as a unit. We've done it very well. We've done it very well in my time here at Goodison Park. We've defended very well as a unit, and when we defend well, we play well. We have a good chance of winning games.
And we say Jamie Vardy's not playing, but James Maddison is Leicester's leading goal scorer this season, has the most assists for them too. He is a real threat, isn't he?
Yeah, James Maddison's a fantastic player. Great ability levels, clever, smart player in high areas of the pitch, makes good assists, can finish, great at dead ball situations. Yeah, a lot of respect for him, and another one, but there are others that can really cause us problems, so we have to be aware of their threats. Wow. The mood's good. It was a fantastic result against Man United, and one with, I think, a lot of good things from us, but also some things we can improve on. I don't think it was our best home performance against Manchester United, so I think those are good things for us to analyse. But in terms of 3 points and focusing on what's ahead, the mood's confident, and the lads are working very well.
Fabian Delph was in midfield alongside Alan, and he looked really solid. You must have been really impressed with his return to the team.
Yeah, hugely. Really pleased. I think, well, I haven't had Fabian since I've been here through his injury. We've had so many injuries, which has been one of the issues of trying to get some consistency. And at the same time, I think experience and quality is what he brought to the team. And that's, pretty priceless. So really pleased with how he went. And now can we try and keep him fit for this run in the games?
And Yeremina is back in training this week. Will he feature against Leicester tomorrow? And have you got any other injury concerns or worries ahead of the game?
No, Yeri will feature. He's in the squad, so it's just making sure that he's fit enough, and also analysing the games we've got left. We have a game also in 4 days' time after this, a huge game for us. So it's managing that in Yeri because he's been out for a while, but great to have him back in. He's a big personality in the dressing room. He's a big player for us. So we're pleased to have him. And other than that, we're where we were in terms of injuries.
And sorry, I had a mind blank.
That's because you've got past the mic,
I just realised I didn't have the mic on me. Looking ahead to the games you've got, you just mentioned it there. You've got tough games after Leicester, Liverpool, and Chelsea coming up. How are you approaching those games?
With a huge amount of focus and understanding that they're great opposition. Leicester, Liverpool, Chelsea, Leicester again is a tough run of games, but at the same time, I think at this stage of the season, it's very easy to overanalyse the opposition in those terms. We must focus on ourselves. We must go game by game. With us at home at Goodison, we'd like to try and continue the good form that we've had there and good results. So yeah, just tackle it head on. I'm probably in the best position I've been in terms of being able to select from a squad that we've got injured players back fit. So let's try and hope that we can keep that through the season.
And these home games, how important are they to kind of, set a benchmark for the rest of the season?
Well, they're important because our away form hasn't been what we want through this season. So since I've been here, our home form's been good. We must try and continue that. We always get a helping hand from our fans who are such a huge support to us at Goodison. So with the game in hand, with the game in front of us tomorrow, it's important that we tap into that, give the crowd something to get behind and continue with the level of performance.
And Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a huge player for you. He struggled with goals recently. How important will it be that he gets form in the run-in now, between now and the end of the season?
Yeah, important for us because individually he's a big player and he's obviously had injuries this season which have made it difficult for him. But the important thing at the moment is the team. And in forward areas we have options and we want to get those options firing. We've got some good performances at the front end of the pitch. Do we want more goals? Yes. But collectively, it's in the position we're in now, it's about the team as a whole and everybody pushing and striving to help in the situation.
That's great. Thanks, Frank.
Thank you.
Go to Richard, please.
When you look back at the Manchester United game, Frank, what was the most pleasing thing for you? Was it the clean sheet? Was it the ability to close the game out? Or was it purely and simply getting the 3 points?
All three of those. It's the position you're in, those things are the basics. I think the clean sheet, yeah, because of the level of individuals in Manchester United's team. I think at the top end of the pitch, seeing the game out, yes, because that's game management and crucial at this time of the year, and 3 points are obviously crucial to us. But when I say that I didn't think it was our best performance, I probably feel like there were opportunities against Manchester United. Even though they have some top individuals, I think opportunities for us and how we approached the game, the pre-game talk I had with the players, there were certain things that we could have done better. But it's... at this stage of the season, results are obviously key. So we can park those bits in a general sense, but behind the closed doors, it's important that we work on every aspect of our game to keep trying to improve.
Has there been a noticeable lift around the place over the last 10 days? Because you can talk about your faith and confidence in the players, but there's no substitute for tangible results, is there?
No, there's no substitute for that, but there's generally been a very, very positive play since I've been here, and I say that with real honesty because sometimes the feeling outside isn't so positive and off the back of results, and I understand that. But as much as you get tested with that, sometimes it can have an effect on the atmosphere. It hasn't so much. We've always bounced back in terms of train next game. And it'll be more important than anything to have that mentality for the next 8 games. We don't need to win 8 games to stay in this league. We need to get a certain amount of points and we need to stay very resilient in that period.
What about Leicester City then? Because they've got their own priorities. They're into semi-final of the Europa Conference League, and they made a number of changes for the Premier League game on the back of their last outing over the weekend. Could that distraction prove to be beneficial for Everton?
I don't think so, because I think their squad's too strong for that. You know, it's a squad that's been built. It's a squad of good players, a squad with a really good coach and staff. So I saw the changes at the weekend, and you analyse the players that didn't start that game, that probably will start our game, then you can see that it's a really strong squad. I don't think it will affect this game, the one in front of us tomorrow.
They're unlikely to have Jamie Vardy fit again, although we hear he might be getting closer for them. For you, that's got to be one less headache to think about, hasn't it? Yeah,
because he's a top-class player. If he's out, they have replacements that are of a really high level. And as I say, the collective of Leicester is well and truly strong enough to compete with any team in this league, and compete very well. I've seen that in the last 2 or 3 years while I've been working in the Premier League and battling with them for Champions League places. Tough battles because they've got good quality. So I'm very aware of that.
And in terms of the position everybody finds themselves in at the bottom end of the table, in recent weeks we've spoken a lot about the mental aspects that you need around Everton right now. How big an opportunity is this to psychologically put pressure on those 3 teams below you?
Well, that's by the by. If it does, it does. What we must focus on is ourselves. So the mental aspect is clearly a huge thing at this time, because pressure ramps up. So we need to deal with that. But also the quality levels, we need to play well. And as I said earlier, we have strong players that are back in contention to play that I haven't really been able to work with this since I've been here. So those things together, the quality on the pitch, the mental strength to get through these games, and by focusing purely on ourselves. I can watch the other teams, and the staff do, and we do, but at the same time what we can affect is the most important thing.
And just finally, were you able to enjoy an Easter period without the strains and stresses of actually being involved in a football match, or did you find yourself agitated? I did enjoy it. I enjoyed spending a couple of days with the family without a game, and the prep and the things that come into our lives in this job. But at the same time, I'm ready for a game. So I'm ready for tomorrow night to get going again. Best of luck.
Thank you.